You're sitting there thinking that there's no way a movie about a boy doing flips and cartwheels and becoming a pro at upskirt photography could be surprisingly wholesome, and that you would never cry over a boner. Well, looks like someone's misinformed, but I'm already getting ahead of myself. I'm Ryan, I love film, and you should watch Love Exposure. I'm super excited to talk to you about this film, believe me, but we should get some background first. Sion Sono is one of the great modern Japanese directors, and in a way, I think he was the most inevitable. He has described himself as the anti-Ozu. Ozu was a very important Japanese director and made a lot of waves for his simple, poignant depictions of Japanese life in films such as Tokyo Story and Good Morning. Ozu was known for showcasing some of the beautiful nothingness of Japan. As for Sono's thoughts on Ozu, in an interview in 2009, Sono had this to say: "This is basically Japanese movies. Almost all Japanese movies are about families, about couples, about getting married, about the bond of parents, sons and daughters, Ozus, all including Japanese films. So I don't like this. The contemporary family, almost all aren't that peaceful or close. They're broken. Every day, parents kill children, children kill parents. We always hear this news. It's not Ozu's world. But Japanese movies are in the tradition of Ozu's family, the peaceful family, the lovely family. They always make these movies. Peaceful family, lovely couple. This is not real." So circa 1999, Sono's been thinking about this dichotomous reality between Japan as he saw it and as it was depicted in one of the major filmographies of his people, and decides that he wants to do something. He's made a couple of movies that haven't really made any impact, so he gets on a plane and goes to San Francisco for 15 months to find himself. During this time, he watches a bunch of B-movies and decides that he'll go back to Japan and make a movie depicting what he wants, one that he says they'll hate. Enter Suicide Club. This film rockets Sion Sono to worldwide success and plenty of local controversy, as it blatantly and brutally acknowledges and satirizes the depressive culture of Japan and the very real suicide epidemic going on there even to this day. I'm skipping a lot here, but you're getting the foundation. This is a man that saw what were, to him, clear problems in the art of his people and wanted to do something about it. From here, he continues making waves with Noriko's Dinner Table, Strange Circus, and Hair Extensions, until we arrive at a film encapsulating all that he'd done to this point. A film about the Japanese family, about sexual repression, about cults, about guilt, about so much more. It's also hilarious. It's also 4 hours. Welcome to Love Exposure. Having grown up in a devout Christian family and desperate to please his sin-obsessed Catholic priest father, young Yu, a fairly normal kid who has no legitimate sins to confess, decides to take on sinning big time and becomes a master of upskirt photography while perfecting his ninja moves required to get just the right angle on his subjects. Things become complicated when our drag-clad hero meets the woman of his dreams, the man-hating Yoko, who's involved in an all-out street brawl and beating up a gang of men. This 4-hour epic was a New York Times critic pick and winner of 2 prestigious awards at the 2009 Berlin Film Festival. So that was enough for me, in all honesty, but if you need more convincing, I'll do my best. I'm going to try to stay away from any other large plot points, as I think the way the plot unfolds is one of the real treats of the first viewing. So why do I love this movie and want you, yes you, to watch it? Well, a lot of reasons. It's genuinely one of the most fun ways to spend 4 hours, as long as you can handle the content. It is a really funny movie, and the way the camera and actors capture each individual moment is honestly just so impressive. Sono, his cameraman, and his actors find comedy in everything, and it gives this epic story a tone that is pretty uncommon. Speaking of uncommon, this is a story about misfits. A man that needs to sin but can't get erections, a woman who hates all men except Kurt Cobain, a devilish string puller orchestrating more than anyone could know, a dad wanting to find closure without dealing with his own emotions, a lover that can't handle being held down, and a group of boys that idolize that which they could never be. This is a movie where everyone being talked about is on the outside, and what that does is it allows the film to find comedy and still find people that you could genuinely root for in that film by never punching down. The way these characters are crafted and interact is unironically some of the best character writing out there. Alright, let's answer your big question. Why is it 4 hours? Can I split it up? Is it worth it? All that stuff. You shouldn't split it up. It is worth it. It's 4 hours because they cut it down from 6. This is not a slow movie. The camera's not going to sit and let you absorb things, and there's no goal of showing large-scale sequences. Things that typically make long movies long aren't here. This is a film that is long because if it was any shorter, the film would be incoherent. The 4 hours is used to weave a tapestry that needs every single part in order to come together. And by the time it does come together, you will see one of the most satisfying climaxes around. This is a trilogy's worth of content all at once, and every little thing has significance. What Sono manages to craft in this runtime is extraordinary. The themes covered, as mentioned above, as well as the characters and relationships explored, it's all rather groundbreaking. But if you're really scared about the runtime, I'd say this. Sit down with some friends and watch this. It will genuinely be an unforgettable experience for all of you. I think what makes this film work so well is the sheer confidence. It is a film that bleeds confidence. You can always feel that Sono knew exactly what he wanted out of a moment and believed in whatever moment. The filmmaker believes that this audience could get invested in a story about love and sin and depravity and hope and upskirt photography, and then crafts a film so well that he's right. I think you will too. Love Exposure is something to behold. It is a film that encapsulates the full range of human emotion. It is disgusting, it is beautiful, it is horrific, it is hilarious. There's murder and cults and love triangles with the same person being multiple people within the love triangle, and terror and hope and symbolism, allegory, as well as realism and melodrama and slapstick. It will make you laugh, cry, everything in between. It is a once-in-a-lifetime genius-level work that I should stop telling you any more about. Go watch it. I think it might be still on YouTube in its entirety, but even if it's not, just get the Blu-ray, or even if it is, get the Blu-ray. It's beyond worth it. But however you want to do it, just do it. I sincerely believe you will not regret it. Thank you.